top of the evening. You know who it is, who it should be, man. AKA J Cass. Better known now as who? Trucker J. So I decided to do a live today at home. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I get off of work at 3. I was able to catch a little snooze, a little nap. Got up about 6:30. I said, let me do a live, man. Let me talk about the problem in the black community. The problem with us, right? It's pride, brothers and sisters. It's pride. You heard? The problem with us is pride. Pride is the main killer, the main assassinator of the black man, man. It's that ego, that pride. Yo, you looked at me wrong, son. Yo, you stepped on my sneaker. Or words like that. Let me grab the blick and eliminate something. I'll share a story that almost happened to me last Friday. But with the experience, I was able to weasel my way out of it without a gun. Stay tuned. I'll be back. Let me turn this TV down, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm at home in my man cave doing my 1-2. I said, I'm going to tune into my people and talk about this pride that we got, that we can't let go. This pride that you're not able to turn the other cheek. You got to put on the show. But once you put on that show, then the handcuffs come. Now you sitting in the Bing doing 25 to life because you took somebody's head off. Make it make sense, man. That's the problem in the black community, man. It's the pride, bro. In every hood, in every ghetto, in the United States of America, damn, where this black melanin dwells at, pride is what's taking us out. I done scratched already, man. Game over. Game over. I done scratched. But let's get into it, man. We're going to tune in to Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to move it around. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about this pride thing that plagues our community, you know what I'm saying, in every hood in America, man. It's that pride. It's that ego that you can't let go, black man. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know that pride can get you eliminated too? So let me share a story what happened to me last Friday that could have kept Jay Cass from coming home to his family, man. And luckily, through my experience of growing up in the hood and just dealing with street elements, I'm 51, boy was young. So I'm going to tell you, I want your honest opinion about it because I later apologized for a move that I made, but I felt I was in the rightful place to make that move. So let's get into it. I'm headed to work Friday, right? Friday morning. Heading to work. You know what I mean? You know how you getting off an exit. So I'm getting off the exit, right? All of a sudden, I see a car like right on my bumper. I'm like, yo. And me being me, I ain't gonna hold you. I brake. Damn, I'm about to break shit in here. I brake checked him. I don't know who it was, but I gave him a brake check. I want some get off my ass. Like, so the car had to swerve over and swerve back. So now we at the light. Ain't nothing happening. You dropping off, but you know the slogan, you catch it later. So I busted left. I'm a little hot inside because I'm like, yo, this car came. I was already doing like 65 off the exit. I ain't gonna hold you like. But the car came out of nowhere. I'm just like, bro, relax. So I brake checked him. I made the left. Went to the I think it's the pilot or whatever this shit called right there. You know what I mean? Pulled up to my pump. They pulled up to their pump aggressively. So we was like, it wasn't pump to pump, but it was me, pump, next pump. So it's people there. I hop out. As I hop out, it seemed like when I play it back in my mind, boy hopped out. He had a hoodie on, right? But when I hopped out, I looked over. I see all this movement and all that. I see his girl in the car. I see all this movement. I'm like, man, let me see how this went. Because I want to say the events in the right order. I hopped out. I don't think I went over to him first. Nah, we did a stare off. He doing whatever on the side of the door. Then he gets back in the car. Then that's when I see all the movement. Nah, no. I go over. Yeah, all right. So he gets out the car. He looking at me. I'm looking at him. And he said something. He was like, "Yo, why you brake checking like that?" I said, "Yo, why you following me so close?" So I'm looking at him. Now he fidgeting on the side of the car, standing outside the car. But then he gets in the car. So I walk over to him. As I'm walking over, I could see in the car. Boy had the big 40, man. I don't know if it was a 40 or a 45. Joint was big. I'm talking about big black joint. It looked like he had the infrared beam on the front of the joint. It was big, like. So I look. It's like after going through so much trauma of gun violence and just seeing it, it's like I didn't get scared. Like any other person, they would have been like, "Oh shit." Word to this, I lost her at 10 and a half. I'm not lying to you. It's like something just came over me like, yo, I'm about to talk my way out of this shit. So, boy, let me raise this. So, boy, fidgeting, turn it this way. So, boy, fidgeting, right? And his girl is like pulling him. You know what I mean? So, I made it, could have got my head blown off. I don't know what J. Cass was thinking. So, I made it to the front of the fender. I'm like, yo, that ain't necessary, bro. That ain't necessary. I'm like, yo, that's what we do to each other. I'm steady saying that. Boy, still, his girl steady pulling. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Because any rational person would have been like, yo, let me get the fuck run inside the gas station. So when he steady fidgeting, I said, man, you got it. I go in the gas station. Now, if I was on some sucker time, I was in the gas station for at least 8 minutes because I had two people in front of me and I had to get gas. So if I was on some sucker time, where my other jack at? I'd have been like, yo, 911, somebody just pulled a gun, somebody just flashed the gun. It's like it was like a calming that just came over my soul. Like, I'm not calling 12. You know what I'm saying? I had plenty of time because this dumbass flashed the hammer. He didn't point it at me, but I seen through the window what was going on, and she pulling his arm. So I'm like, yo, all right. If I wanted to line boy up and get him locked up, I could have called 12 ASAP and just stood in the gas station watching what plays out. So I come outside. Now he got his hoodie off. He got a little size on him. Nigga, I got size on me too. It's always the short motherfuckers for some reason. So I'm coming out. As I'm coming out, I'm like, yo, maybe let me apologize to boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I did do some fuck shit. I brake checked, but he was on my tail. So, you know what I mean? So I'm coming out and walking. He looking, I'm like, yo, man, can I talk to you, son? I said, can I talk to you? So now, the pump right here, his girl got out the car. He on this side of the car, but when he got out, I seen what he did with the hammer. He tucked it. You know what I'm saying? Got out the car. He had to have felt something in his soul like, yo, boy, not scared. He had ample opportunity to call the law while he was in the gas station. And he didn't do that. So I said, yo, listen, I apologize for what I did. So he gonna say something. I'm not gonna, I'm keeping it a stack. Cause in actuality, if I was a dumb, ignorant motherfucker on that type of time, I could have kept running my mouth and he could have blamed me and took off. But I talked my way out of it because I seen the youngster in him. His girl pulling his arm. I seen listen, when that shit about to go down and you from the hood and you in the trenches, you know that look. It was like the devil had this nigga possessed, bro. And if it wasn't for his girl, I probably would not be standing here, man. His girl was like, chill, chill. She kept pulling him. I seen him inside the car because I'm tall, so I'm looking, and he got the big joint, but it's in his right hand, not his left. And she steady, they fidgeting like this and shit. That's when I said, yo, you got it. And I walked in the gas station. But, so now we talking. This is what he said. He was like, yo, man, you brake checking? My girl in the service, she hurt her neck. Now she in pain. Blah, blah, blah. Me, word to my dead moms. I said, sweetheart, are you all right? She was like, yes. I said, I'm sorry that I did that. I said, I felt like he was following me too close. I'm talking to her. He's standing right there. I'm like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Are you good? He was like, and then he's like, any other time. He said, I would have just let you go on about your business if it was just me. No, you would have blew my top off if it was. So basically, his lady saved my life. But the crazy thing about the whole shit is I wasn't scared. It was like us as black men, we go through so much trauma. If it was a regular civilian, well, I'm a regular civilian now. I'm not in the streets. I've been out the streets 11 and a half years now. If it was a regular civilian, they would have got scared. They would have ran. They would have left their vehicle there. They would have hauled ass. They would have called 12. I didn't do none of that. So boy had to think, like, yo, I'm playing with the gun in there, wanting to smoke his heels. He walks off, goes into the gas station for like 8 minutes because there was two people in line, and I'm still gonna get my gas. It's like we so fucked up with trauma. The shit didn't scare me, and I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about my own psyche. Cause if you tell a regular person, they be like, "Yo, why you ain't give me your car and haul ass?" Nah. Went in the gas station, paid for my gas, came out, said, "Yo, can I talk to you?" I talked my way out of that situation. But I seen the devil in that man's eyes. He wanted to smoke my heels, man. He wanted to assassinate me over a brake check. Over a brake check, he wanted to eliminate me. So this is what I mean. Let me have a seat. So that's what I'm saying. Us in the black community, this pride thing is like a possession. It's like the devil out of nowhere. Just that word pride. It's like you gotta smoke something in every situation. And I swear to you, man, if it wasn't for his girl, man, I could be hit up in the hospital or I could be up right now. The crazy thing is, I didn't even tell wifey about this yet. This happened on Friday. It's about to be Wednesday. Because I know she gonna go off on me and was like, not listen, here in the South is not like up north. Like in New York, you know what I'm saying? We got the strictest gun laws. Like any northern state, you got to go through all kinds of FBI checks, all kinds of whatever, no matter what color you is. Down here, right now, my 23-year-old, I could give her some bread. She could go right in the store right now. It take like 30 minutes and come out with a hammer. That's how it is in the South. So you got to expect that every car you see in the southern states, there's guns in them cars. But the crazy thing was, man, I didn't get scared. Like, And I'm worried about myself. Boy had the big, it had to be a 40 cal or something. It was black. He fidgeting, she grabbing, and I'm just standing there looking at the shit play out instead of running or calling 12. And the reason why I say I feel like I'm so fucked up in the head because if I was a regular civilian, they would have called the cops. But because I put 20 plus years in the streets, I've been off the porch since this woman left me in this fucked up world when I was 10 and a half and I went in a room and found my mother deceased. I was forced off the porch. It was no other option. Pops came and got me, moved me to CT 100 miles away. You understand me? Was messing with a lady that had 3 kids. Best replacement stepmom. Rest in peace, Gwen. You know what I'm saying? In a project, and he was going to work during the day. On the weekend, he partying. He didn't put no time in it with me. I'm just giving you my story why I was forced off the porch. I had no other choice. She dies, I got handed to the wolves. Fought my way up, started hanging with the goons from that project. And ever since then, had to learn shit the hard way through my life. And through all the fights and moving here and there, different towns, all kinds of shit, hustling, selling drugs, seeing people die, seeing my homies go to jail. One of my homies just blew his brains out last year because life was so heavy on him, he couldn't take it. You heard me? I made it to 51, but the point I'm trying to make is I had no guidance. I was fed to the wolves, right? So I know that look when somebody wants to take your soul, wants to take your life. And boy had that look in him. But I wasn't scared. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. When we so much we beat with trauma in the hood that I wasn't scared. Like I still went over. I got no gun on me. I got my work vest on, work boots on, and I still went to that. I went to the problem and said, "Yo, can I talk to you for a minute?" I said, "Let me talk to you," because I knew boy was young. He looked like he was probably in his mid 20s, early 30s. I'm 51. I said, I could psychologically get myself out of this situation. Because boy had the drop on me. He had the cannon. If it wasn't for his girl, my heels would have been smoked. I promise you that. Because he wasn't fooling nobody. Now, see, he was close enough. We was close enough where I could have two-pieced him, but he still would have got the blick out. Bah! He probably would have caught me with one. So I'm like, let me just talk my way out of this shit and have a merry day. So boom, we had that conversation. He said, "Yo, but my lady neck hurt, and when you brake check, you you hurt her neck more." And I said, "Sweetheart, are you all right?" She was like, "Yes, I'm all right." I guess it calmed him down. It wasn't a yell, because if it was a scene, somebody else would have called the cops. You know what I'm saying? If he had the gun out in public, but he had it on his waist, and I was able to get myself out of that one. And it taught me a lesson too, because when you're wrong, you're wrong. And I feel I was wrong in that situation because I brake checked him. Now y'all might say, well, he shouldn't have. Like, and one part of my brain is telling me, well, he shouldn't have came off the exit following you that close because he was going like this behind my car. So I brake checked him. But anyways, it led to that, and I was able to get out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Point is, we have a serious problem with these youngsters ready to smoke you over the smallest things, bro. Just because I brake checked him, he was willing to take my life. And if it wasn't for that queen that was in the car with him, if she was on that same type of timing, because you have girls that'll be on that same type of timing, like, yeah, baby, smoke that nigga. I wouldn't be here right now, man. Or I'll be hit up fighting for my life right now. You know what I mean? And it taught me a little lesson like, yo, chill. You know everybody got guns on them. My wife wasn't with me. She got the ARs and the nines and all that. She got an AR, a 380, something else. My daughter got her joints. You know what I mean? J Cass can't ride like that. You know what I mean? And if you know, you know. Any real street dude, if I say I can't ride like that, y'all know what that means. You know what I mean? I can't ride like that, but with wifey with me, I'm Superman then. You heard? I'd rather go with these because this is where I come from. I come from this era. You see my knuckles? They call me Bumpy Knuckles because I get busy with these. I don't go for a gun, but the point I'm trying to make is the black community is so plagued with trauma and pride. Boy was ready to smoke me over a brake check. I seen her in the car pulling his arm with the gun in his hand, telling him to chill. Because now, look, say he would have smoked me, right? You on the run. And I don't know if y'all aware of these flock cameras. These flock cameras are freaking amazing. You go past. I know y'all be paying attention. It's the black things. It looked like a platform on this side. It looked like a what they call that with the sun be hitting it. It looked like that on one side, but when you pass it, the camera's sticking just like this. I hope y'all know when y'all pass them flock cameras, cha-ching, candy camera, they flashing your plate. So basically, he probably would have got away for the moment, but then when he got caught, and depending on my condition, that's assault number one. And if I would have died after he hit me, it'd have been murder one. Now you can't worry about your wifey neck hurting because your ass got 25 to life. You get what I'm saying? We have a serious problem. So let me pull up my little bit of receipts up here. Remember I said I was going to talk about Philly? We gonna bounce around if you got time. If you don't, God bless and good night. But we have a serious problem in America. Consumer Reports use drug tests, owner surveys, and safety ratings to name super. Let me read that real quick until it starts. You know, I still haven't even shared that story with wifey yet. That her husband could have not made it home Friday. We could have not been doing this purge of getting all this old stuff that we accumulated in our house for years. We wouldn't be able to do this project this weekend because I was off this weekend. I work every other weekend. You know what I'm saying? I was that close, man. But let me also share another story with you. Another true story. Danbury, Connecticut, Star Avenue, 1995. I had graduated in 94. Yeah, I'm an old head. I'm 51. I graduated in 94. You know what I mean? Um, my son's mother, because I do have some older children outside of my home. My son's mother, her boyfriend, not her boyfriend, her mother's boyfriend, her step pops, was beating up on the moms. He was drunk. So instead of calling the cops, she calls me. I go over there on some, you know what? I'm gonna get him to calm down. Tyler was in the shower, rest his soul, because he passed away. Luckily, we was able to piece up everything before he died. I like to share real stories because I'm not gonna be on this joint if I can't be me. If I can't be real, I don't want to do this YouTube shit. I gotta be me. Boom, true story. Okay. Tyler comes out the back. Oh my son was only like shit, like a year, maybe, yeah, a year. Was rewalk. He was probably a year or 2 years. Tyler comes out the shower. Debbie, her mom is white. Her dad is black. Her real dad is black, and her stepdad was black. So he come out the shower. Debbie, where your white ass at? So I come out the room. Of course, what is it with me and the short guys? I'm 6'5", so Tyler, I'm standing up. Tyler had to be. Let me put this right here. Tyler had to be like. Tyler was a short dude. You know what I mean? So he had to be like 5'5". So I'm looking down at him. I'm like, yo, Tyler, chill. Tyler, chill. Hold on, let me put this down here. I'm like, yo, Tyler, chill. Tyler, chill. That nigga said, what Tyler say to me? I knew I had another level on this joint. I'm like, Tyler, chill, Tyler, chill. He's like, man, get your big ass out my face. I said, I ain't gotta go nowhere. My son is in that room, man. He was like, oh, you not gonna go nowhere? He dipped in the room. I heard the remember them old school briefcases back in the day when you push the sides and that shit go blung? Homie, he did that. Drunk. He pointing two hammers at my face. Drunk with his hands on the fucking trigger. I'm like, yo, Tyler, chill. Chill. The steps was right there, right? It was some carpet steps. This is a true story. Carpet steps. I'm like, yo, Tyler, chill, chill. I'm backing up. Bloop. My big ass roll down the steps, right? I get away. Get to my car, right? Look. Now, I'm so angry. I'm like, yo, this thing. Let me tell you how. This pride kicks in. Let me tell you how. And this happened way back in 95. I was only 19 when I did this shit. Boom. Pride kick in. I hear my uncles. I had two gangster uncles in and out of jail. Sing Sing, Elmira, Rikers Island. If anybody's familiar with New York, Valhalla. They've been in all the jails. Two of my uncles. Boom. I hear my uncle's voice. Because this is what the songs do to the kids when they hear that grab the switch, catch a hat. You know, it's playing in their head. So now my uncle's voice is playing in my head. Like, this is what he always taught me. Don't pull it if you ain't going to use it. He said if somebody pull it on you and you get away, you got to come back and handle your business. As stupid as that sounds, I'm going to try to keep the cursor to a minimum. As stupid as that sounds, it played in my head as a youngster. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm leading I'm leading you here. I'm leading you here. As a youngster, it's playing in my head like, yo, he let me get away. I go home. I got a little Chrome 25. I think it had like 11 shot, the 11 shot clip. Little Chrome joint, little 25. Got it from a chick that I was messing with, brother. So you know, if he gave it to me, what's that mean, y'all? If you from the streets, that joint dirty than the mall. You heard? Boom. Go home. Now, I live way on the other side of town at that time. So it took about 10 minutes. You know, up north, we got all those lights. It ain't like here down south. You could drive down the back road for like 5 miles. Then you get to a. Up north, we got lights. So it took 10 minutes. So that anger just building. Uncle voice in my head. Go home, load the joint up. There's a chick at the gas station that I used to flame on the side. I said, yo, Kim, can I borrow your car? She was like, yeah. I said, hold mine's down. I took her joint, parked on the next block. Back then, you know, you had the Helly Hansen coats. And what else was popping back then? It was wintertime. Boom, parked on the other block, put the joint right here. Word to my dad. I already did a year probation for the shit. You know what I mean? This is true. It made the papers in Danbury. So it ain't, you could research it. I ain't lying. I got charged with criminal mischief with a firearm, reckless endangerment, and that charge you get for a minor, and the minor is my goddamn son. And her brother, because her brother was about 10 or 11. So I got charged with two risks of whatever this shit is. It was 3 different charges. Anyways, so I go up to the window. It's their bedroom. I said, Tyler. When his shadow came to that window, the bullets went through the window into the ceiling. I found all this out after they did their investigation and all that. Nobody got hit. When I shot at the window like 5 times, I turned and shot at his windshield. Put gun on me. Ran to the car. Threw the joint. I can tell you the story because it already happened. Put the joint under her spare tire. She did not know. Boom. Went to the gas station. Got my car. Now this is what's gonna make y'all laugh. Did my son's mother tell on me too? We're not together. We've been broke up since '96. I still wonder to this day. I'm there to save the day. Did she tell on me too? Cause the motherfuckers got me so fast. As soon as I got my car and start to head to the condo complex that I was staying with my stepmom and my dad, the whole Danbury police force swarmed me. Now they have a procedure, right? So they pull me over. They like take the keys out there with this hand. They made me put that hand out the window because so now you know you uncomfortable. They made me stick this hand out the window with the keys. They said drop the keys on the ground. Drop the keys. Here come the D-Tech out of nowhere, like fucking Charles Bronson or something. Shing, slapped the cuff on this hand. They opened the door, threw Big Cass on the ground. Bang! They was like, "Where's the gun at? Where's the gun at?" You know what? I told you where I left it at, under the spare tire, right? So, lo and behold, I'm in the car. I said, "I ain't got no gun. I don't know what you're talking about." They was like, "Man, we already got your description. We got eyewitnesses. Witnesses." He didn't say just one or two. He made it seem like everybody, the little brother, told on me. So, boom, bring me down to the station, right? Now, mind you, I used to be Jay Cass, basketball star in high school. You heard I wasn't no LeBron James, but I did make the papers all the time. Dunking, blang, nice turnaround jump shot, blang. I could pull receipts. Since y'all might think, oh, Jay Cass lying, he wasn't in the paper. That's me right there, snatching a rebound from my homie. That's when I used to do track and field. But that's my team. That's the last team of high school. Bang. My name was always in the papers. Here it go right here. It got wet because I left it outside. That's me right there. Hand in his face. What that thing say? Hand in his face. I still hit the jump shot. Yo, back then I had the Big Daddy Kane joint. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. I had the Big Daddy Kane. My shit was, yo, you talk about smooth in high school? I had the BDK cut. My shit was flat. Bang. Anyways, so yeah, let me see what it says right here. Right there, it says in your face. You see that title right there? It's wet because I left it outside. It was raining yesterday. In your face. Boy gets busy. You heard? Hold on. I got another clipping too. This is when I was a freshman. I always was in the paper, bro. Blocking the white dude's shot. I was in ninth grade playing varsity. Look, yo, look at my flat top. I ain't had no haircut right there. I'm blocking the shot. Look at my hand on that ball right there. I was skinny than a motherfucker too. Look, he tried to go up with a jump shot. Look at me, cuffed this joint. Get that shit. I said, get it out of here, son. Boom. Anyways, now let's get back to the story. So, boom. They got me down at the station, right? He was like, you about to go to the county in New Haven. He said, you about to go to the county. Do you want to make that phone call? I'm like, God damn, I don't want to call my pops, yo. I said, so I said to him, I said, is this gonna make the papers? Cause I'm known. I said, my name was in the back, in the paper all the time. You know what I'm saying? He was like, fucking cop, pilgrim, played me. He was like, nah, your name ain't gonna be in the paper. I said, all right, bet. I said, fuck it, I'll call home. I call home. Pops pick up the phone. I said, Dad. He was like, hey, what's going on? I said, you gotta come get me. Come get you from where? I said, I got locked up. What? What you mean you got? He started going off. I said, Dad, I did something with a gun. What? You had a gun in my house? Going crazy. I'm like, oh shit. It's about to. My dad never hit me because he know better. You heard? But anyway, so he came and got him. This is how I found out. See, the law is crazy. This is how I found out why is my stepmom coming to every single court day. I had 4 court dates. When I say go to work, she escorted me to court. I didn't know why, but I found out later. Boom. Go to court. It's my first offense. I never been caught for anything. Because your bond had to be set. So I found out that my stepmoms put up the condo or her credit card. It was either I think it was the condo because the bond was kind of high because I had criminal mischief with a firearm, reckless endangerment to two minors, and something else in the commission of a fire was some stupid charge. It was three different charges. And so she put up the condo to bail me out. You know what I mean? So cause I was always wondering, I'm like, my dad at work, I'm like, why my stepmom bringing me to? She made sure my black ass was going to court because you don't want to skip bail or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all leaving comments. The real ones on here, I salute you. Trolls, I feed in. Yeah, the trolls give me energy. See, you have to be brave to be on here sharing your true stories in real life. So if you're a troll up here, SMD. Pause. Now back to my story. So boom. So now, all right, we go to that court date. She gets the lawyer. The third court date, they what they call it? You go real quick. Like the lawyer actually went, but we was there. We was in the hallway, but the lawyer actually stood up, did whatever. He came back out. He said it's looking good. It's looking like he's gonna get probation. This is where that hood fame came into play, right? Because I was new to that town. That was my senior year. I left right before basketball season of my old school, and I started a new school my senior year. Yeah, I moved around a lot. Anyways, so now that last court date pop up, right? Boom. Me, my stepmoms. My dad actually came. So now this is where they say what you got locked up for. And when I say I had the haters in the courtroom, I had the homies that was there for other stuff. It just seemed like a lot of people in that town had some stuff going on that morning. And they said my charges. They said it out loud. They said on such and such a date, such and such a time, Star Avenue, so went to residence, shot a firearm. Like they said the whole thing. All you hear is people gasping, like looking at me like, and I'm like, yeah, man, I told you I'll let it fly. I'm saying to myself, you know how your ego kick in? It's that pride I'm talking about. So I'm standing in the courtroom like this. I'm saying to myself, like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I dare one of y'all play with me. I'll make the papers out here, man. You heard? Stupid, right? Right. So here we're gonna fast forward to 2026, and we're gonna talk about what these youngsters, what's plaguing their brain, right? I had my uncle plaguing my brain, and he wasn't even there. Talking about I should have went and handled my business, right? Stupid, right? I almost risked my fucking freedom back then. Now we're gonna fast forward to now. Let's talk about this rap music, man. I thought I would never say this because I grew up on Mobb Deep, MOP, NWA, Snoop Dogg. Uh, uh, we could move it around. Who else? You know what I mean? The Locks, they my homies. I ran with them. D Block and all that, I ran with them. I was one of the enforcers, you heard? Um, speaking of that. But nowadays, it's this music that is messing up our children. I thought I would never say this because Mobb Deep was always talking about smoking somebody's heels. And to be honest with you, besides my uncle in one ear, the devil in this ear was Mobb Deep. To all the killers in the $100 billers, and that's yo. To all the boogers that ain't got no feelings playing in my head when I did that stupid shit. Now you got kids nowadays, these songs. Cause this drill music messed rap up, point blank, period. It messed it up. At least back in our time, we had Brand Nubians, we had Jungle Brothers, we had X Clan, we had Poor Righteous Teachers, um we had a balance. For the negative rap, we had positive rap. For the females, titties wasn't out, bootleg shorts up their ass crack was. Yeah, they might have had Freaknik back then, but we had Queen Latifah, UNITY. We had Moni Love. Bahamadia, Salt and Pepper. Who else? Shall I go on? These chicks wasn't out here half naked. Y'all gotta see the game for what it is, black people. They depict our women as whores, sluts. Do you see any pilgrims out there with their ass out talk about wet ass? You know what? You don't see Barbie. What's the chick name? What's the white girl singer name? I'm about to start reading comments. I gotta put on my readers because I'm blind now. Up close, I guess I'm legally blind when I'm trying to read something, and I left my glasses at the house. Oh yeah, the man cave is separate from the house. This is my private space. If I don't want to be bothered, this is what I do. I lock door. Okay? I lock door. Anyways, if I don't want to be bothered. But we could go on this side. It's two sides to my man cave. Is that side three TVs, which I ain't even get into my dialogue. I forgot to get into. But anyways, back to this what's the girl name? Taylor Swift. You don't see Taylor Swift out here half naked doing no crazy ish. But our women, they gotta have the booty shorts, the BBLs, all the ratchetness. Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta see the game for what it is, man. But let's talk about the shooting that always happens in our community. I don't see them doing it in theirs. And I happen to live in one of their communities.
Point Breeze section last night. Chopper 6 was over the crime scene on Bucknell Street as police were searching for clues. Earlier in the night, families, including young children, were enjoying a nice evening outside, and then this. You heard them scream, "Where's the kids?" Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live at police headquarters.
You heard what they said, right? They said, "Where's the kids?" You remember? Well, you don't remember because you might not be as old as me. I happen to make it out the ghetto. I happen to live with white neighbors. I should be proud to say all my neighbors are black. But that's not the truth. So I gotta be honest. There's more white neighbors in this neighborhood than black, right? They don't bother me. They don't harass me. They might not speak, but I don't have to worry about. And this is how I grew up out here in the suburbs. See, I'm from Yonkers, New York, 8 Milford Gardens. I'm from the projects, the Reagan era, when they threw crack in the hood to destroy us. That's all I knew when my existence started. When I first started walking to school, I used to have to dodge brown, syringes with brown blood in it, crack valves, red, yellow, blue tops on the ground, pissy hallways. You understand me? That's the cloth I'm cut from. So now that I'm in the suburbs, I'm like, damn, imagine. And some of these people been out here 30, 40 years. A lot of these neighbors, they're old. I'm like, damn, this is how they grew up? They didn't have to deal with gunshots every night. They ain't have to hear the cop sirens and the train and the crack fiends up and down the block all night. It's a different type of peace when you live in the suburbs. And yes, I did get my hands dirty. And I said, I'm gonna get my family out the hood by any means necessary. When we came down here, it was a shoebox full of money. Nobody had jobs, no help, no handouts. Wifey had got laid off at her corporate job with 10 other people because they was downsizing. I said, you know what? Give me 3 months. I said, if we gonna move away from this, I need 3 months and let's do what we do. So she took her severance pay, which wasn't that much, like 6 grand. And I took that 20 something thousand that was in that shoebox, and we just came down here on a wish and a hope. No family down here in the A. I'm on the outskirts. I'm 20 minutes from downtown Atlanta. No family out here. What I did, I kept because I wasn't working, I was hustling. So During the day, I was daddy daycare. At night, I hustled at night. So while she was doing the corporate thing and got laid off, so now we both at home. We were just researching houses for rent. You understand me? Because I said I'll be damned if I raised my girls. They was getting older. One was uh 13. The other one was like maybe 8. I said I'll be damned if I raise my daughters up north. They get pregnant and all this. You know what I mean? Just dealing with that environment. In some cases, you have to change your environment, people, because the environment never going to change. So I had to put my foot down and get my family out the hood. So I'm just sharing my story because I'm a real one. You can troll, you can say whatever, because at the end of the day, my existence is this. We can walk to the backyard because it's daytime. So at the end of the day, I come home to this every day. Like, it is what it is. It ain't much. You heard? It ain't much, but it beats the hood. Cause I come from that all day long. A lot of pain, a lot of death. Just it's like our race, I don't understand. It's like we just to see this neighbor to the left of me, that's a hater, because he still got that regular ass backyard he got. That regular I know he was like, who these Negroes think they is? Because in my backyard, it was nothing but dirt. We had that built back there. Matter of fact, it's still daylight. I'm gonna take that walk. It's just my grass ain't cut yet because we was doing a project. You know what I mean? But we had that built back there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, he was hating from afar, but he didn't bother me though. You know what I mean? But it's sad to say I feel safe around Massa when them people used to take a fucking rope. We're gonna have us a hanging tonight. I gotta feel safe around. I should feel safe around my own damn people. But that's not the case. That's not the case. And of course, when I moved down here, I said, babe, we not moving to the heart. I said, we might as well stay in New York. Why would I move to the heart of Atlanta down there off of Cleveland Avenue, Camilton Road, Moreland Avenue, where else? Bankhead, all that. They get busy down there. Let me tell you, let me give you, see, when you come from the ish, you know how to move. That's what people don't understand. I come from the metropolis of hoods, projects, crooked cops, stop and frisk, crackheads all night, the city that never sleeps, baby. That's where I'm from. I'm from Yonkers, New York. We border the Bronx. Van Cortlandt on one side, Mount V, 241st. We border the Bronx. You heard? I come from a metropolis of slums. So moving down here was easy. Let me tell you something. Down here, if you want to get your heels smoked, go to them gas stations in Atlanta in the middle of the night. You might not live. See, I know this already. So when me and wifey go downtown to party, tank full of gas. Blix is in the whip. When you come from it, you know how to move. Why you think I've been down here almost 12 joints? Because I come from it, so I already know. Oh, nah, we not gonna go. We not gonna go to that Waffle House. Cause I'll be like, babe, you see them right there? They plotting on something. I say, you see how they not doing nothing but just standing off to the side? And they got their poo shiesties on? I'm like, babe, we gonna go to the rich neighborhood and maybe go to the Waffle House like that. I said, but right here, I already know my hood instincts, that gutter, because I come from the gutter. I know what the gutter feel like. I'm from the block. Let me enlighten y'all with how where I come from. You heard? I'm from the block of cheese. Now, remember the block of cheese? Picture this Patron. There is a Patron bottle in here, by the way. Remember the block of cheese that was this long and it was in a carton like this, but it wasn't green, and it was wrapped in plastic and it was in that box? That's where the cash come from. You heard? I'm from the era where they had the white man face on the food stamps. Mom Dukes be like, yo, you know, Poppy at the store, they give you cigarettes with food stamps. She'd be like, go down there and give me some Newports. You know how embarrassing that shit was? But every little kid in the projects was doing the same thing. So we go down to the big food stand. The white man with the curly little look like George Washington, you know what I mean? I'll be like, yo, poor. So I'm only like, cause my mom died when I was 10 and a half. So all this happened before she died. I was probably like 8 or 9 going to the store, copping Newports. You heard? So that the point I'm trying to make is I know what the bottom is like. All right. So I deserve this little bit I got. But we'll take a walk to the backyard. It's just that I don't want to talk too loud because that's how good my neighborhood is. Nosy neighbors be all in your business. But we'll take a walk. Damn, I got my fresh Timbs on too. We'll take a walk. Fuck it. Come back. Remember I said my man cave is separate from the house? This building alone. Damn, I got my fresh Timbs on. Oh yeah, it's surveillance. You heard? This building alone, 13.5. Just the building. And then I added all the stuff in there. We doing an at-home project right now. Getting rid of the old shit. Spring cleaning. See what I mean? This motherfucker out here now. Take a walk. I'm gonna get my Timbs dirty. When we got this house, it was nothing but dirt back here. I don't want to talk too loud. I'm trying to get my Timbs dirty. Yeah, I know, J Cash, you need the grass cut. It will be cut this weekend. We had like a rain down here. You got this home. It was nothing but dirt back here. You heard? To come from where I come from and to be able to say, I had this built, that's a big achievement. But my mom never got to see that. All she knew before she died, my son is bad as hell. He's getting suspended all the time. She never got to see her son elevate in life. Now I'm gonna hit y'all with some gems. I didn't let her death. I found her. Just close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes for a second. Picture your 10 and a half year old child, if you got a 10 and a half year old child. It was 2 months before my 11th birthday. Goes in your bedroom, sees that you're not breathing, your chest ain't moving, touches your dead corpse, and it's ice cold. That happened to me at 10 and a half, and I'm 51 now. I didn't let her death dictate my life. I kept it pushing. I kept it going. I got a homie that I went to school with. Used to hold each other down, fighting. Bang! He took his fucking life not even 5 months ago. He let this life end him. Who you think should have took their life? He grew up with his mother and his dad. He blew his brains out. My homie, man. You see, I'm a testament. This is my testimony. So for anybody out there, keep it pushing. Don't give up. You looking at somebody that lost his earth and went in the room and found the dead. Do you know what a cold corpse feel like? Can you imagine being 10 and a half, finding your mom's dead? It's tough, but I'm still standing. Now, anyways, so we had this built. Know what I mean? Little tiki bar joint. Family, you know that little, try to give it, try to give it a little exotic feel. You know what I'm saying? We'll go up to the upper level in a second. But I did give up. And trucking actually saved my life because I knew. I said, this street ish is not going to last forever. So, what would I like to do being a productive citizen in society? Look, I even got my Tim's dirty for y'all today, man. I would have never walked through that backyard with these Timmies on. These is fresh Timmies, man. You heard? You know us New Yorkers love our Tims. Anyways, I look around, man, and I'm like, damn, it ain't much, but it's mine. Let me share. Let me show you how I still have family in New York that never drove a car, bro. My mom's only sister, she's 70 some years old, never had a license because we so worried about public transportation up north. I got a lot of family members that don't even have no L's. You heard? Let alone only had two uncles that owned houses back then when I was growing up on my mother's side. On my dad's side, everybody had apartments. They were spread out in every project in Yonkers. Mary J's project, Slow Bond, DMX project, School Street. Mine was Mulford Gardens, Riverdale, Cottage, the Chicken Coops, um, Locust Hill. I used to, man, listen, I had family scattered all through Yonkers in the projects. So I know what the gutter feels like. So I feel I deserve this little bit I got. You know? We'll get to the pool in a second. This little bit I got. It was nothing but dirt back here. It was a big achievement. And I looked up at the clouds. I was like, Mom, did I make you proud? I know I did some dirt back then. I only been working 11 years straight. This is the longest I ever worked in my life with no side hustles, no cooking. I done sold all kinds of drugs. Like I tell them, I'll give you a piss test right now. I used to sell the drugs, not use them. Know the difference. You know what I'm saying? So something light. You come back here in the summertime, catch a little flicks. You know what I mean? Pull the 50 something. I'm just showing you that you could come from the bottom and you could rise from the ashes like a phoenix, man. That's all inspiration. You heard? What's my slogan? Pardon my back. Something light. That's why J Cass tongue wrestle with trolls. I show and prove. So you go through the old videos. J Cass was I wasn't no AZ Alpo, what's the name? Alpo in them. I was a 5 day week nigga. If you add that up, that's 20,000 a month. You can't cop whips and do what you got to do with that type of money. Brody, what the fuck? That's a first. That shit act like it wanted to go through the top of the roof. We'll go up to the upper level. You know what I mean? Walk, walk with me. Go up to the. And don't be talking junk about my pool, yo. I know what I got to do. We about to clear that up. The dogs, the dogs chew the pool up, the pool cover. Take this walk, man. Yeah, I know. J Cash, your pool black. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Yo, J Cash, why your pool black? If you, oh, I'm about to say if you know anything about pools, geniuses, with the cover on it, it's still gonna look just like that because you're not running the pump. So basically, the dogs, they have fun. They rip the damn pool cover off. Anyways, but this is the upper level. I could fit about 17 up here. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You got a little kid, 14. And how the fuck this get here? I ain't put that there. That's what I'm saying. People are always up here. 15, 16, 17. Something light. But let me show you how many white neighbors I got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there, 5. That's us. And around the whole neighborhood. And it's sad to say, but I have to tell the truth. It is very peaceful living around the oppressor. Make that make sense. I should be able to live around my own kind and feel safe and happy. What's my slogan? Pardon my back. Can't do that. Can't do it. Had to walk away on that. You can't do that. I should be able to feel safe around my own people. You can't do it. Can't do it. But yeah, so y'all see how black it is now, right? Let me tell you something. When you hit it with that shock, these are the tablets, the chlorine tablets. But when you hit it with that shock, you know that's what they do with the shit water, right? I found that out too, because one of my homies from up top, he worked for the city out here. He was like, yo, you know they retreat that water, right? Just like when I clear this pool. You'll see, let's say, we about to start the process. So in about 3 weeks, you're gonna be able to see to the bottom. First point of operation is I gotta get them leaves out the bottom from these trees. As you see, water's in it. Yo, it's so many leaves and debris in there. I gotta get out of there, man. Anyways, so it's two sides. Well, you see me walk over there. But at night, it looks real beautiful with the lights. My lights alone, I ain't even gonna tell you how much them lights cost. And we added more too. It's not done. We doing stuff under there. I got a lot of painting to do. You know what I'm saying? So for a dude that comes from the projects, this little bit, because there's people out here that got better houses, better whatever, but this is me. And I come from the gutter. You heard? Something light. I'll try to get my backyard that tropical feel. So yeah, we did a lot of cleaning. Yeah, my grass got to be cut. That's gonna be this weekend. We had a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff under there. Um, we're not finished with this part. Somebody keeps ripping my damn curtain down. But yeah, see, still got a project under here. It's a seating area. I'm gonna put lights all up here. I'm gonna cover this part up. Work to do. Just inspiration, because I come from the bottom. Now, take it back to. I gotta dodge mud with my fresh Timmies on. We purged. We did a lot of cleaning right here. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get right for the summer. Because it's safe to say, it's safe to be at home. Can't even be outside no more. You know I got surveillance everywhere. I treat it like I'm in the projects. This camera's everywhere, boy. You better ask somebody. Better ask somebody. You know what I mean? But it's safe to say outside ain't safe no more. You heard? Outside ain't safe no more, man. Not sure how the hell the TV went off on his own, but outside ain't safe no more, young my peoples. So you gotta make home. You gotta make home your paradise. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that what we do in the hood to each other. Not me per se, because I'm not in the hood no more. I did what I had to do to get my family out the hood, man. And the way it's looking with systematic racism and the demographics, the hood is never going to change. It's always going to be this way, and it's worse now, man. At least when I was in the streets, man, no women, no children, no elderly. It ain't the same no. Like these youngsters, man, they don't have no moral compass. They don't have no godly spirit. At least before my mom's died, grandma, I'm bad as hell in school, bad as hell outside. But on Sunday, she had my black ass in Sunday school. You hear me? None of these parents, because think about it. If you take accountability for your damn kids, they wouldn't be out here in Georgia, just down here. They did it in the Bronx too, in Bay Plaza, near Co-op City. If you know, you know. Team takeovers? We didn't do no like that back in the day. We didn't do that. We never went somewhere. When we went to the mall back in the day, we got fresh. We was like, yo, we gonna see how many girls we could pick up. We never went to the mall, 50 people go in one store and tear it up, destroy stuff, and steal stuff. We didn't do that back in the day. That didn't exist. You used to go to the mall, get fresh, like, yo, we about to meet the honeys, man. Let's go, man. You got your crew with you. Yeah, it might be a scuffle. You know what I mean? But we wasn't doing what they doing now. Oh, you go on social media. And another thing too, you had to be there or be square. We didn't have no fucking, we didn't have this in the early 90s where you could scroll and troll and talk crazy to people. We didn't have that. You had to be there or be square. You had to see it or you didn't see it and hear about it. Now you can sit at home on your little phone, like what y'all doing. Like I know a bunch of y'all left. I'm glad I left my glasses over there because I know a bunch of y'all trolling, saying ignorant stuff. I'm just having real dialogue with you. Trolls, subscribe to the channel too. You're all welcome. Because at the end of the day, you see what I come home to. So you can troll all you want. Match what I had when I was in the streets. Because in a lot of my videos, when I'm doing the one where I could pull the whatever I'm trying to talk about next to me on the screen, that background, right? That's J Cash standing right there in front of those Benz emblems. If you know your cars, one picture I'm in front of a Lex and a Jag at the same time. My Benz, my motorcycle. All that is hood trophies that don't mean ish. Don't have them no more, but I still got a foreign sitting right out there. I still got my Challenger on 24's V8 Henry with a RT. I mean whatever white boy had that shit, he put a chip in the joint because it's fast. And I got my little F-150 out there. You need something hauled off? This is life after the streets. I wasn't living this good in the streets. I was in the trenches, in an apartment. Had money, but I was in the trenches though. Had a full look at this. Cause I didn't have no guidance. So If y'all had guidance and you didn't listen to your mommy telling you right from wrong, and your dumb ass still went to prison, and you still did this, that, and the third, J Cass lost her at 10 and a half, 2 months before my 11th birthday. I didn't have no guidance. So I had to learn everything the hard way. I couldn't come home to mommy, part of self. I couldn't come home to mommy. Did you do your homework today, son? How was school, son? You got a little girlfriend, son? That's a missing chapter of my life. Half my heart died when that woman left me in this fucked up world. And thank God I got a Puerto Rican queen that been down with me since the 90s. 4 children, never left my side when she should have been left my black ass. You understand? I'm just being real. I gotta be real. If I can't be real, I can't be me. You know how many women I had? Should have been left my black, but she's still here though, holding me down. It takes a real one to understand that. That man didn't have no guidance, man. You understand me? She understood my story. You know what I mean? And she's still here with me, and she can have any dude she want. Beautiful Latina queen. I wish, it is what it is. Like, I'm not proud of it, man. I had no guidance. But if you had guidance like a lot of my homies had, that ended up doing 10 years, 8 years, 6 years, 5 years, and they had their mommy telling them right from wrong, do your schoolwork, go to school, that never graduated. J. Cass still graduated high school. You heard? I did move out with an older woman when I was 17, when I was flunking off the basketball team and I needed help. So, man, my story, I could go deeper and deeper, but this ain't the time for it because it's late. I got to get a little bit. Damn, I've been rocking with y'all for a minute. I was supposed to get off this joint 30 minutes ago. I ain't even eat my dinner yet. But I like to be real, man. So if you real recognize real, if you want to rock with a real one that shares real stories, subscribe to the channel, man. I can't be like all these buffoons out here. You know what I mean? I gotta show what it is. It ain't much, but I'm a homeowner. You don't get this sign right here. This is the sign we got when we purchased this house in 2021. That's why I hung it right here. That, that sign means a lot to me coming from where I come from. Now, if y'all want to know, well, J Cass, what's your project? You want to know what my project is? Where the hell's my remote? Go to the Dipset Anthem video, right? Go to the Dipset Anthem video with Jewels and Cameron and them. When he's like, I see a town, I like it. That's my project, Mulford Gardens. You heard? You know what I mean? I'm from the school of hard knocks. Told you I know what the block of cheese, that welfare cheese is like. Know what I mean? Something like. I ain't trying to stunt, but I gotta keep it a stack. I gotta keep it tall. You know what I mean? This is what it is like. This is my sanctuary. This is where I come to get my peace of mind. You heard? Sticks and stones, bottle of Patron. You know what I mean? And I want the best for y'all, believe it or not. I'm not no hater. I want the best for my people, man. I just wish one day, you know what I mean? I just wish one day we get it together. I'm gonna take a little shot, you know what I mean? Let's toast to that, man. Toast to hopefully the black man to get it together, stick together. Like, you know what I mean? Hopefully. God damn. Sticks and stones, bottle of Patron, man. I wish y'all the best, man. I'm trying to inspire somebody. I didn't let her death dictate my future. I kept it pushing. I ain't end my life. None of that. You heard? I'm still here, man. God got you here for a purpose. Now, what we got to do, which I've done it, and I know a lot of parents out here that have done it, you got to take accountability for your children. Remember that commercial back in the day? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? That commercial don't even exist no more, man. It don't. What happened to it? Or somebody said, "Go Packers." Yeah, I know. Know what I mean? But y'all be blessed. I'm gonna go eat my dinner, man. Hop in the big rig tomorrow. How many more days? This is a 6-day week right here, so it'll be 3 down. What? 3, 2 to go? Yeah, 3 to go. You know what I mean? Tomorrow's hump day. But y'all be blessed, man. Whatever endeavors you gotta stay prayed up out here, man. It's a cold world out here, man. You know what I mean? Most people don't care. You know, I just happen to wear my heart on my sleeve, whether it's getting busy or being compassionate. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a Capricorn. I'm different. You know us Capricorns, we very passionate. Whether it's violence or non-violence, we very passionate. I don't violate nobody. I move with respect because I demand it. You heard? Now, if everybody moved that way, it'll probably be less. It'll probably be less problems out here. But a lot of people move disrespectful, and I stay out the way on purpose, and I protect my peace. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that you can't share things with people because you can't trust outsiders, man. It's just sad. I be shooting pool, me and my little baby girl, like, because you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your home. I be watching these folks, they be having crowds of people over there, not a care in the world, smoking whatever they smoke, they meth, whatever they drink, they moonshine. Yeehaw! They don't have a problem in the world. But if I threw big gatherings at my house, eventually, pop, pop, somebody's pride will get in the way. Forget J Cass house. Yo, that dude over there, I don't know him. Why he looking at me like that? And then some ish pop off. It's sad that you can't share things with everybody, man. You got to be personal and private. It's that word pride. And black people are full of pride. A lot of anger, a lot of trauma, and a lot of pride. And I just wish one day while I'm alive, while I'm still here, that we figure this part out. Because y'all don't see the setup. They give the drillers and the killers the record deals now. You remember back in the day, Fresh Prince style, you couldn't even curse on a song. You remember them days? When all your rap songs had to be clean, and then they had 2 Live Crew, and they had to go up against the president and NWA. Y'all don't remember those days? Those days is long gone now. Now you could be NWA, you could be 2 Live Crew, you could be murder, kill, murder, and they give them the record deals. Why you think that is, people? Why you think that is, people? That they give those people the record deals so they could keep the murder cycle going. They could keep the self destruction going. I'm signing off. I got better things to do. It's already 8:05. I'm up out of here. Y'all be blessed. 100.